Good morning, Portsmouth High School and middle school faculty and staff. This is Tom Spear from 10th Gate Yoga, and this is our last video of our series. It's been a wonderful number of weeks, couple of months or so, that we've been coming to you each week with some guidance and some practices. This past Friday was graduation for the high school students. And I know the rest of you are very close to the end of your school year, and wow, what a year this has been. I don't think anyone's going to forget 2020, no matter what. It's been remarkable on a lot of levels, and certainly all of you faculty have gone way, way, way beyond any expectations in how you've risen to the challenges and how you've delivered consistently very important work for the students. So my thanks, and many, many people around the island thank you for all that you've been doing. I wanted to take this last week and this last video for the series to just reflect on a few things I think are really key and important for everyone. And I'd like to start with just a quote that's been something I've had close to me for the last 15 or so years that just always gives me the right guidance and direction, and I think you'll find it pretty helpful. It says, in life, we cannot avoid change. We cannot avoid loss. Freedom and happiness are found in the flexibility with which we move through change. And the second line, the second sentence, is the one that really is important. Freedom and happiness. Two very important and very desired experiences that we have for life. Freedom and happiness can be found with the flexibility with which we move through change. So what it's saying is that change is just unavoidable. It's going to happen. If we resist it, if we fight it, if we're upset about it, we're stuck. We're stuck in a spiral of negativity, of disappointment, of many other corresponding emotions that are really not very helpful, not very positive. If we can just simply recognize that change is constant, change is always going to be part of the equation. We cannot avoid it. And if we can just simply be okay with the fact that change is always going to happen, we can find happiness, we can find freedom, we can find liberation in just being with the change. So that's a great concept. It's a beautiful, beautiful message. So how do we actually achieve that? That's the bigger question. And I think there's two things that are, for me, the easiest and simplest guides to achieving a slight understanding of what that means, of being okay with change, and to find happiness. The first is to be with your breath, to always be able to come back into your physical experience of your body, of your breath, and to stay connected to that experience. When we're able to do that, we come to the present moment. We are in the present moment if we're connecting to the experience of breath. Being present puts us right in the now, puts us right in the experience that provides freedom, which provides happiness. If we're dwelling in the past, if we're projecting into the future, we're not here. We're not in the present moment at all. And with the past are all the regrets, the what ifs, all the things that just take us down into that rabbit hole of frustration, of stress, of all the things that take us out of the present moment, take us out of experiencing any kind of freedom, any kind of happiness. So being with the breath is key. The other thing that's so easy is to be with your senses. For example, right now, to just listen to the sounds of nature. Being able to just connect to those sounds takes you to the present moment, takes you out of wherever else you might have been going, back in the past, projecting into the future. So just being able to listen, focus yourself on the experience of sound, of nature, very helpful. So between using the breath to bring us to the present moment and using the experience of being in nature and listening to it, both of those are tremendous tools, tremendous ways in which we can be in the now, in the present, and to experience freedom and happiness. Also, in experiencing both the breath and listening, we are able to recognize that each single moment is brand new. While you might hold a breath pattern very consistently, each breath is unique. Each breath is just slightly different from the last and from the next. And the sounds that you may be listening to, they're constantly changing. So these two tools have served many millions for many millennia as great guides in staying present and experiencing some of the real joys of being human, of being here in this incarnation. We've got enough on our plate, enough challenge on our plate without having to add to it by being stressed, by being not in the present moment. So let's do two things. Let's just come into our breath for a few moments, consciously following the breath in through our nose, feeling the expansion, and consciously experiencing the exhale as we release, as the body compresses, taking long, full breaths. And just feeling, sensing how all of this is impacting your body. And now, if we can, continuing this slow, full breath pattern, closing our eyes and just listening, combining both of these practices. Hearing the many sounds in nature. So if you're able to just take a few moments, even just a couple of minutes, to close the eyes, to listen, if you can get outside, to listen to nature, to experience your breath as it comes in and out, you will realize that every moment is a brand new moment. Every moment is changing from the last moment, that you are in the flow of change. And if you can be good with being in the flow of change that's continuous and constant, you can experience freedom and happiness. So this is my message for you. I hope that you're able to participate with this video and to experience some of the practices that we've gone through this morning. I do hope I can be with you again in person this fall as we go into the next school year. Ideally, we'll be able to be physically together, but if not, we may be doing the virtual experiences again. But please take advantage of all of these videos. We're going to make the entire archive accessible forever. So at any point in time, you can come back to any of these videos and practice them and experience the now, the present moment. Thank you so much for everything you've done, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.